Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020, and in today's video we are in what is fast becoming my favorite add-on in the sim. I've had this helicopter for a while. This is of course the Hype Performance Group H145. This is their payware helicopter. They also have a freeware version of the H135. So again, I've had this helicopter for a while, but this is actually the first video that I'm making on it. And it comes in a bunch of different variations. If you pick up the Action Pack add-on, which allows you to do some rescue missions and HEM stuff. Today we're looking at the basic kind of luxury transport version, and we're going to be taking a look at the mission system. In future videos I will be doing some more of the search and rescue stuff. So let's jump into the cockpit. And how it works is, if we want to do the mission system, all we have to do is come down here to the tablet, which has got all sorts of cool stuff, including a Flappy Bird in there, but you can have your charts and everything displayed on the tablet, which is really cool. But very simply, we're going to go into missions, and you'll see, because we're in the civilian transport version, I don't know how it manages to do this, but it actually picks up helipads on the map. Now, this is reading real world maps and not flight sims, so you aren't necessarily going to find actual helipads at the point in terms of flight sim scenery. You might have to get a bit creative and land in some open space and things, but it does the same with hospitals. If you're flying the HEMS version, you'll pick up a patient or injured person or whatever, and it will assign you a hospital that it detects from the real world map to fly to. So we're sitting in Durban, South Africa, and let's just go and hit enter mission. And it's obviously picked up, we're at Virginia Airport, it's picked that up as having a helipad, so it's going to generate us a random mission to fly some passengers from here at Virginia, and it's going to pick one of those other helipads. That's something we need to fly to. Okay, really nice and short one. Of course, we get some options here, so naturally we can accept this trip, we can change the destination to something else, and if you click on show location, it'll actually open Google Maps pinpointed on the spot that you are on the destination. So okay, let's go ahead and accept this one, and we'll take a look after this at how you can plan your own missions and choose your own start point, end point, destination, etc. But let's go and accept this one simply for now. And if we jump outside, we'll see the doors open and our passengers board. Okay, our passengers are now boarded, and it now says fly to the destination. So that's what we're going to do. And I must say, I find this helicopter incredibly intuitive to fly. So let's hope, having said that, let's hope I can fly this with some decent kind of skill here. Right, the windsock here at Virginia, I think, is stuck in the trees there somewhere, because we do want to kind of take off into the wind, which according to the aircraft is coming from this side.
Virginia Tower H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, ready at runway 23 straight out departure.
Oh, straight into the sun here.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo QNH, tree 0.00, wind 182 at 4. Straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 23.
Okay, we're a little ahead of the built-in ATC, which once again has turned itself on automatically. Okay, we're supposed to be going. Let's actually zoom this in, because we're going to have to figure out exactly where it is. And we'll turn here. Oh, we were supposed to take off from 23, which is this side. Right, let's see if we can find some sort of helipad shape, size, spot, whatever you want to call it, on the ground where we can land to drop off these passengers. As far as I'm aware, each airport will automatically count as a, I say helipad, but it's more of a kind of start or stop point for the missions. Now if you look straight ahead, you can actually see there is some orange smoke designating our landing point. You can turn that on or off, so let's maybe go check it out, and then we'll turn it off. I prefer to fly without it, because I believe for a mission like this, you probably aren't going to have smoke. But maybe for some of the HEMS missions, particularly if you're doing like search and rescue stuff, if there was, you know, some sort of emergency team on the ground, they could put a flare out like that to make it easier to find. But for these kind of luxury VIP transport missions, you probably wouldn't have that. But we'll go and turn it off after this. Alright, we're going to do a bit of an orbit here. Looks like there is a space there. Obviously, this is using the photo scenery, so in reality, there would be a helipad there. So there's generally some sort of space where you can land. But obviously, there's no actual helipad scenery in Flight Sim for that particular location. But we'll put it down just next to the road there, and that all should be good. Okay, we want to actually do almost a 360 here and come from the other side into the wind, although we're probably going to have to park parallel to what we're facing now, so that we're facing up the slope, kind of. We might have to see when we get a bit closer. I mean, if that really is a helipad that close to the road, that must be quite interesting. Unless it's on top of a building in reality. So if I was doing this in real life over this road, you would need to close the road.
100 feet.
Okay, let's see. I think this angle should work. Definitely going to lean quite significantly to the right, so let's see if we can maybe do something like this. Make sure it doesn't flip over backwards. Right, there we go. Now I believe we need to put the engines into idle, I think, for the passengers to disembark. And this takes a bit of time while the engines kind of spool down. There we go. And you can see our passengers have all disembarked. That is our mission complete. Okay, let's come into the settings here quickly. And let's turn off mission smoke flares. So that means we won't have that orange smoke next time. And while we plan our next mission, let's get our engines back into flight mode, flight RPM, so that we can actually fly. Right, let's see if we can generate another mission. Let's see what they give us. Okay, so that's given us a bit longer flight, so we're going all the way over to Forest Hills. It's not super far, but a little bit more significant than what we just did. So let's accept that, and we'll load up our passengers that we're gonna fly out to, what was it, Forest Hills. Okay, all looks good. Doors closed. We've got no warnings. Everything looks clear. The wind is coming from our right-hand side. Okay, let's just try and get this nice and stable. We did kind of slide a little bit down the hill. So, not the best. Could have been a bit better. But not the worst. Now, one thing that is cool about this helicopter is it is a 2-engine aircraft. So I'm quite confident doing takeoffs like that, knowing that if you do lose an engine in this helicopter, on a single engine, you kind of just perform a normal landing, to be honest. It's not a whole lot of stress. Obviously, it bumps up the rating of the remaining engine significantly to give you the power to do that, but it's pretty uneventful. Okay, so let's see if we can keep it around 1,500 feet here.
Frequency change approved.
Virginia Tower H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo frequency change.
And this aircraft also has a very capable autopilot, so if we flip it into altitude mode, it'll keep us at 1,500 feet all on its own.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo Durban approach. Squawk 6026.
Squawk 6026 H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
Okay, let's go into heading mode as well.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo radar contact 6 miles west of Virginia, 1,500 feet. QNH tree 0.000.
And we can actually just have the autopilot fly, so now we can just make some tweaks to the heading bug and keep us on course. Now, if there is one criticism that I have for this helicopter, again, this is still in development, It's that the autopilot is quite aggressive when you first engage it. So if you're not 100% on the course that the autopilot wants to fly, it's a very, very kind of jarring movement when you first engage. So hopefully that's something they look at in the future. Right, we might have to increase our altitude a bit here over the valley. So what are we, about halfway? Oh, about halfway now. Is this a helipad in the valley somewhere? Looks like it could be. Or just other side. I think it might be just on the edge of the valley here. Yeah, not far now. The question is... is it kind of down somewhere there, or is it up on the top? I think it's probably going to be up on the top. Mind you, there could be like a little resort or something down there that we're flying people into, so I have to look carefully once we get there. Okay, let's touch the autopilot stuff. I think it's going to be up on the top. And I think we're going to struggle to find an easy place to land here. So yeah, it does look like it's some sort of resort, and it's either going to be at the bottom or right on the edge. Oh, right, I think it might even be this patch over here, which in reality would be like a little kind of almost a platform type thing that people are landing at for this, some sort of like resort here. So we're going to have to land on the edge of that hill. We're not going to be able to land on that designated spot. It's too steep, so we'll see if we can find a point that's fairly close, but a little bit flatter. Okay, I don't want to drop too much height here. Yeah, if we just go a little further up the hill, it'll be, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. not sure what the kind of range is that it considers you at the destination point, because I want to kind of go a little bit further up here. Something like that should be good. That was a little bit rough. Wow, I thought we were a lot closer to the ground than we actually were. Okay, engines to idle. Yeah, so in reality this would be a nice flat area. And you can see like the path and that people would walk to and from. So it looks like maybe we're actually too far. Yeah, it's not considering us close enough. Well, I'm just going to go and cancel that manually. Right, now what we're going to do is create our own mission. So we're going to go into the Hype Operations Center, which looks like this. And if we go back to the sim quickly and click connect, now we should see our helicopter here in the scenario editor. So let's go and create our own mission. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here at whatever this is, some sort of resort. We're going to go back to Virginia, which is here. And this is what I like about the scenario editor, is you can kind of specify the size of the area, which is cool. We're going to pick them up at Virginia, and we're going to fly all the way over to Pietermaritzburg. And that's going to be our drop-off zone. So let's say kind of anywhere in this part, because we'll find a place to land nicely over there. And that's going to be our end location as well. Okay, so let me explain what it's actually doing here. It's still going to pick a point which you can specify. So pick one out of all of the areas, pick a random point, or pick the closest. So if you have no data query, it's just going to be a random point on the map. The data query is the one that actually looks for helipads or hospitals or whatever. So I'm just going to say pick closest nearby helipads. Any helipads is fine. And we'll say here as well, let's say no data query for the drop-off. It must just it's just that location on the map. Let's see if we click test, and it has actually found something, which is that helipad there, which kind of makes sense. So we're good to go. So let's go ahead and say save. And if we go back to Flight Sim now, it is setting up the mission and it is ready to go. So let's go back to flight on our FedEx. And we're going to fly back to Virginia. not sure what the hoist standby is about. We don't have... We don't have the hoist fitted. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to our map. And let's make our way back to Virginia to pick up our passengers. But since we don't have any passengers on board for this first leg, we can have a little fun here in the valley.
Durban approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, is type H145 7 miles east of Foxtrot Alpha November Bravo, 1,500 feet. Request flight following.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, Durban approach. Squawk 0434.
Squawk 04 tree, 4H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo radar, contact 8 miles east of Foxtrot Alpha November Bravo, 1,000 feet. QNH tree 0.02.
Roger, H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
Okay, the other thing we need to do at Virginia is get some fuel. In fact, we might actually be okay. Fuel-wise, we're 1.5 hours, 1 hour 20 minutes. So what we'll do on the ground at Virginia is we'll pop our route into the GPS. I mean, it's pretty much going to just be direct to Pietermaritzburg. See what sort of flight time we're expecting. I think we should be fine on fuel, but maybe we'll fill up just in case. Well, not fill up, but take on some extra fuel. You do really notice in this aircraft when she's heavy. You've got lots of passengers or cargo, and if you got lots of fuel, it's very noticeable, which is awesome.
Durban approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, Durban approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
we'll start slowly bringing down our altitude. And we've got to we'll come in from runway 23 side, because that's better in terms of the wind. And then we're going to kind of fast hover taxi all the way down the runway to that helipad right at the end on the other side. Right, we can start a nice right turn here. There's the airport over there. Okay, we're coming in way too fast. There's the windsock over there, stuck in the trees. We've just kind of drifted across the grass here over to the helipad. Maybe let's see if we can do it over the taxiway here so we don't make so much dust. Oh, there's actually two helipads here. I think it might have taken... Oh, one. Yeah, let's go to that one. Oh, there's the little... That's actually the smoke. The little red thing on the stone. That's actually the smoke generator. It's just turned off because we chose that in the settings. So yeah, it is this helipad then, which is perfect. Okay, that was a better landing. Okay, engines to idle so that we can load up our passengers. And while that's happening, let's go and just set up a direct to Pietermaritzburg. Okay, we're still looking at about 1.5 hours of fuel. So So I think we should be good to get to Maritzburg. So should we YOLO it? Oh right, with the engines in flight, we're only looking at an hour of fuel. I don't think it'll take us an hour. I think it's about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes to Maritzburg. So again, in reality, we would have planned this a little better. But that's the joys of flight sim. Let's give it a go. And if we get up in the air and it says it's going to take us 2 hours to get there, there's no ways. You can drive from Durban to Maritzburg in less than 2 hours. Right, here we go. "35 minutes at this speed." We've got plenty of time. Can do a little bit of sightseeing even.
Is type H145 1 miles southwest of Virginia, 200 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo Durban approach. Squawk 1674.
Squawk 1674 H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo radar contact 2 miles southwest of Virginia, 500 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
Right, I cannot remember the name of this stadium here in Durban, so if you know, let me know down in the comments. But we'll pass over the stadium here and then make a right turn out to Maritzburg. Nicely done in quite a bit of detail. Oh, that's Kings Park. Very nice. Okay, time to Maritzburg, 20 minutes. Right, we'll go up to 2,500 feet and we will hold that. Alright, otherwise everything is looking good. SP's good, power's good. What are we now? 1,600 feet. Speed up the climb a little bit. Right, coming up to 2,500 feet. Just under 100 knots. Right, there's 2.5. Bumpy. Let's go altitude hold. You see how aggressive that when we put in the autopilot. Okay, we'll go heading hold as well. Right now, with the autopilot doing pretty much all the work, we can simply enjoy the view. Let's check our fuel. Hour and 15 minutes on board. Just under 20 minutes to go to Maritzburg. So fuel is fine. And in fact, what we can do to make this even more accurate is let's just reactivate. That's not what I wanted. Reactivate that from this position. There we go. This will update shortly. And now we'll see we are 28.7 miles to go. And once it's updated, we are still 19 minutes, so all good. What we can actually do is just go into nav mode here and see how violent that is. But now that we're in nav mode, obviously our aircraft will actually follow that GPS course. So yeah, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with the autopilot that it jerks like that, but yeah, I think that would give your passengers a fair bit of a fright. Okay, let's pick up the pace a little bit. Okay, that's brought our time down to 14 minutes. We're actually going to fly straight over that helipad we landed on earlier.
Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
Right, now as we get over the valleys and hills here,
Johannesburg
2,500
Center,
might actually be a bit
H145
low.
Delta,
We'll see
Hotel
how it
Yankee
goes.
Papa Echo is type H145 4 miles northeast of Foxtrot Alpha November Bravo, 2,500 feet. Request flight following.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, Johannesburg Center. Squawk 0706.
Squawk 0706 H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo radar contact 3 miles northeast of Foxtrot Alpha November Bravo, 2,500 feet. QNH tree 0.02.
Roger, H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo contact Durban approach on 125.75. Good day.
125.75 H145 Yankee Papa Echo. Durban approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, 2,500 feet.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo, Durban approach QNH tree 0.02. Continue as planned.
Are we gonna have enough altitude to clear that ridge? First one looks like it might be okay. The second one, maybe not. Right, let's maybe not risk it. I'll take control here and give us a bit more altitude. Autopilot's still doing the horizontal navigation. Right, might as well take it up to 3,000 and keep it there. Although the altitude of the terrain does drop quite a bit after this plateau here. So yeah, I reckon we could take it back down to 2.5. 3,200 almost, 150. That looks like an airstrip that's either being demolished or still being built. Time to go, 6 minutes.
Durban approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo Durban approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace H145 Yankee Papa Echo.
Right, not far from the airport now, so we can start a gradual descent here. 4 minutes to go. I can just see the airport coming into view up ahead. 3 minutes. Okay, never mind. I thought this open area here was the airport, but it's not. It's actually over there. A little bit bumpy, but wow, the weather's nice and clear. This is obviously railroad weather. Not a cloud in the sky. Right, we can ditch the autopilot and make our approach here into Pietermaritzburg. I almost said Pietermaritzburg International. It's definitely not an international airport. Okay, wind's actually coming from behind us. So British Airways Embraer 190 there. We kind of need to land in front of those stairs. Okay, be aware of the lights.
100 feet.
Not exactly landing into the wind, so in fact wouldn't really have made much of a difference if we'd landed from the opposite direction, because it's pretty much 90 degrees off to the right. Alright, hopefully I have enough clearance to those stairs with the blades. Right, there we have it. Touchdown at Pietermaritzburg. And this time we're actually just gonna shut down the engines rather than just going to idle. Right, and our passengers are done disembarking. So that's about it for this video. So that was my first kind of showcase on this channel of the High Performance Group H145. What a fantastic aircraft. I can't wait to keep doing more flights in this and just improve my landings and takeoffs even further and get more into the mission system. So next time we look at this aircraft, we'll probably be doing some of the search and rescue stuff, maybe some of the HAMS transport, but we can also do things like some sightseeing and stuff. So exciting times for helicopters in Flight Sim, and look forward to seeing what comes next in terms of helicopters. But anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all this way, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next one.